Hello again, everyone. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Here we have joining with us today is Dominic Who, and he is the choreographer for this whole mentorship creation. Hello, Dominic. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm pretty good. Just writing grants, so tired. But
Staying so busy. That's good, though. That's really good that you're still busy because I feel like a lot of us are very bored.
Oh man, I'm actually really lucky to have this mentorship project because it is giving me something to do, which is on the creative side, which
Yeah,
I'm incredibly grateful to just have on the back burner.
absolutely.
Dominic is here with us today to explain to you guys about the whole creation process with our mentorship students and to answer a few of our questions that we have for him. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this project?
I am a professional ballet dancer, choreographer, artistic director, and I used to work with Canada's Ballet Jörgen, I guess 7 years ago now.
Like that, yeah.
So I still had connections with Clea, and I work a lot in the studios as I get the alumni discounts, if anyone cares to know. And I believe Chloe and Kendra saw me working, and they were given the opportunity to have a choreographer create them a piece, and Clea approached me to begin this whole process.
That's really cool. So, how did you come up with this whole like what inspired you to create this piece, this idea?
Well, as we're all stuck in our self-isolations because there's a certain tour going around by a band that we shall not mention, the inspiration came from the idea that we couldn't create in a studio and we had to create over the phone. Mm-hmm. And I believe that generally people are becoming more isolated, blind, and dependent on technology, especially before the pandemic. It was incredibly, everyone was very lenient on their phones, especially. Mm-hmm. So as soon as we got into self-isolation and were forced to lean on our phones and depend on them more, it seemed like a good comparison, to the whole virus ordeal. We are stuck inside. As a person that is stuck on their phone might be addicted. Mm-hmm. It could even go any way with addiction. Someone that's addicted to something is just stuck, as we're all stuck indoors. So the inspiration basically came from the virus forcing us all to look at our phone more often. And sort of reach out. And sort of like we reach out for interaction and human, I was going to say touch, and at the moment that is very true.
I think it has forced us to push our creativity as well, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, this has been one of the weirdest creation processes. I've nearly finished the piece as of this interview, and honestly, I have no idea what it looks like. Not a single clue if it's a good piece, a bad piece, if it works, if it doesn't, because I've never seen the two people in the same room.
Right.
I've never seen them in dance clothing. I've never seen them do any more than they can in their living room, which is a very, very tight space. My apartment is tiny. You try to dance in here and you're going to get nothing. And the doing it over video chat has also been curious because to teach and learn dancing, as you guys know, requires a lot of imitation. So if someone stands up and says, do this movement, you guys do this movement. Over video chat, there's very limited ability for me to present something to be imitated, and then it's also reversed because all the screens are flipped. So there's a lot of communication errors, which made the process itself longer. I'm really proud of the two women, Chloe and Kendra, for actually being able to get through this creation process and be able to deal with so many technical issues, so many difficulties, as I said, imitation of movement. A lot of the work has been just verbal communication. And if I tell you to move your right foot one way, left foot the other way, your left arm the other way, and your right arm the other way, it's a little confusing after a while.
Right.
And just simply being able to bring some artistry to a piece that is stuck in a 200 square meter, no, it's really big, 2 square meter room. There we go.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Like, how's it been for you working with them? How has it been so far?
On a personal note, I love them both. They're awesome. They're very different personalities, which is super cool. They're both, well, interestingly, I don't actually know if they're good dancers or not because I've never seen them dance.
Right.
A very strange thing about this creation process, the 2 dancers I'm working with, I have never met them in person or seen them dance in real life. But from what I've seen, they pick up really fast. They've done my choreography well. They brought a lot to the table because I've made this more of a collaboration. I don't like to say I made this piece, we made this piece. They brought a lot to the table, gave a lot of input. They really made it their own for what it's worth at the moment. So I'm very excited to see what happens when we actually get into a studio and we put the 2 together. So hopefully it'll be a good piece.
I'm very excited to see how it turns out to be.
I'm terrified.
To see how it's gonna mesh up, right?
Yeah.
Another choreographic point would be I've specifically made this piece so that neither girl has any idea what the other girl is doing, because I thought, since we're all given this unique opportunity, why not make it even more unique by making the exact same piece, so it is a duet, but completely separately. So the movement style is the same, as I'm the choreographer, and there is a overarching theme or narrative about the phones, the isolation, and the reaching out. But the choreography itself, the actual movement, personalities, all of that, completely separate, no idea what the other person is doing, and I've never seen it together, so it's going to be a huge mesh when we actually get there. It'll either be super cool, super unique, or I'll change the entire thing in the last 5 minutes and no one will know. So it's all good.
Which is I think the interesting part of this, right? Because that's gonna be your job to make them come together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know they're very excited to do it as well, to come together into a studio and see how this all fits together. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that all sounds super exciting. So you kind of already talked about this a little bit, but what are some of the challenges that you have faced during this creation process?
Anything that can go wrong with your phone has gone wrong with our phone. So you get sound issues, video issues, technical difficulties, mirroring is impossible.
Yeah.
Mimicking is really hard. If I just get up and demonstrate a movement, it's impossible to see. I believe, Erina, you were there when Kendra went to the park.
Yes.
She was in Timberland boots, which are big and chunky boots. It was partially wet because it had been raining, and you don't actually get a full view of the dancer. So she was half marking, trying her hardest to do things properly, but it's impossible to see. Someone does a turn in a boots on grass in the middle of a park and you can't see their feet. It does not look like a turn. So those are the main challenges of all of this.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very, very difficult to do all of that on just a tiny little camera screen.
Oh, brutal. It's brutal. It's great.
So we talked about some of the challenges that you have faced, but do you have any advantage points that you have figured out or realized during this whole process?
I kind of thought about this myself, and I would honestly never do this process again unless absolutely forced to.
Yeah.
It's really bad. But It is nice to know that it is possible for a start.
Absolutely.
It's very possible to do. If we had access to studios, I could probably choreograph a piece much easier if I was in my living room and like one of the dancers was in a studio. So there would be ways to adjust this process to make it more plausible as a way of choreographing.
Absolutely.
And I find for this specific concept, this process has worked to make it unique because we're playing off of this idea of isolation. But I don't know, for other concepts, I wouldn't exactly suggest it. Solo work, this would be a lot easier. But as I say, a lot of adjustments would have to be made.
That's great. Like, I mean, honestly, I haven't thought about all those things, myself. And I already saw it because I've been one of your creation rehearsals, and I actually didn't stop to think about all that. So thank you for that, and thank you for explaining and telling that to the audience. I have one more question. What are you looking forward the most about this project?
To be honest, I'm completely and utterly terrified of this project. As an artist, this is one of the hardest things to do because I'm basically painting in the dark.
Right.
So you don't get to see your painting until you turn on the lights. And it could be it could be the Mona Lisa, or it could be a red circle on a white page, which some people really enjoy, but subjectively, not my taste.
Right.
So I am looking forward to getting into a studio, seeing each girl separately, and then seeing this as a duet put together. But it's with a hesitant excitement, simply from these aspects that going in completely blind. It'll also be really nice to meet Chloe and Kendra.
That's right. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy to me that you guys have never actually seen each other, met before or worked together before, and then you're all of a sudden doing all of this on, again, tiny camera screens when you can't really, because I feel like usually when you are working with the choreographer first asks the dancer, they get to know each other in the studio. But I feel
we definitely had that same process.
We did. That's wonderful.
Of getting to know each other. We took time in our first rehearsals or I asked questions just blatantly, what movements do you like? What's your favorite leg? And they gave me input. And as the choreography has been built, they've given me more input of this is too fast, this is too hard, or this is easy, or this feels more dancey. And I'm like, sweet, that's great. I guess that process, though, has been reduced to about 50% of what I would like to do in a studio. Because, of course, saying, what's your favorite movement? It's very different from seeing their favorite.
Right.
And how they do it.
Yeah.
Which, again, makes it very curious of getting into a studio and seeing how they dance.
So... thank you so much for your time, Dominic. We will touch bases with you and the girls and see how you guys are doing.
Thank you, Erina. Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
And thank you for tuning in.
And I just want to remind our audience, if you have more questions for Dominic or the girls, please do so on our IG account. And thank you for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Okay, so now I'm gonna log in again, and I'm gonna have another meeting. But this time it's gonna be with Dominic and Chloe. And they're gonna show you a little bit about the process, how they're doing all of this new creation through the screen, through the internet, which is that's pretty much the only thing that maintains communicated right now,
because all of this pandemic that's going on. And it's gonna be very interesting even for me. I've never done this before, and I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how they gonna be like solving problems. It's not gonna be like a long video, just a little bit to have like a kind of like a little sneak peek of like how they working, how they like creating this piece, especially since Dominic is the only know that knows how they're working together and how they're solving all the problems that they're facing right now, because they're not in the same room, which makes it even harder, at least from where I'm standing. But let's take a look, and let's see how they do. Come with me. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
So pretend that I'm not here, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna be like
Okay.
a fan.
Hi,
I just
Chloe.
want to like I just
So,
I just want to introduce like the audience to like Dominic. Dominic, say hi. Chloe, well, yeah, and they're gonna be like working on the piece, and this is gonna be how like at the window, you know, so like the audience can see how like this is gonna work, because I've never done it myself either, so this is gonna be very interesting to see like how you guys like are gonna be like solving problems, or at least like how it's gonna be like the process that Dominic is, I don't know, applying to this situation, you know, and how like
you'll see. It works.
yeah, and how Chloe is gonna like adapt to that to like in the space that she has. So
Adrian, do you want like us to try run it just for your video and then clean it, or do you want me to just get on with creating?
well, let's try to run what you guys have. Yeah, what you guys have.
Cool.
And then you can continue like creating a little bit more. So so like
Alright.
so like the audience can see like how you guys do like with that.
How we do it? Okay.
Yeah.
So hit the run, and then we shall change half of the choreography anyway.
Can you see me here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to stay in the box.
We do as good as we can. Okay. Tell me if you can hear this as well. Sorry, I'm the most unprepared motherfucker ever. Give me 2 seconds.
Bravo. That's a lot.
Thanks, bud. Awesome. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 changes to do.
Yeah.
The first thing, I don't actually like the very, very beginning. Do you know the thingy at the end? I love that. So do that as your first thing.
Okay, so do you still want me to start here?
So you're starting there. That's fine. And then the first one would be the dun 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 dun. I don't know how to, or maybe okay, just play with it. The first idea is you do the first bounce, swish up through, catch, brush out, and through, and that's your pattern. The second idea is to just go straight from here and just go across and then around to position. And then the second part so if you do this one, but the second part would be over switch. So I think it would just, other hand. I think your right hand would go, over, and then do the switch down. I think without the phone. Yeah, so it'd just be over. No bounce. And then, so that one brings it up and around to go back to cross-legged. Shum. And then this one, do, back to cross-legged. Cool, that's neat. Do the first one. Hold on. So with music, just to see if it's actually. Okay, the things are going to be faster. So it'll be, I think you should also you start bouncing to left, right?
Yes.
So if you do bounce left, and then you take your right arm across with the bounce. Whee! Yeah. And then you do. Then you do the right side or the left side? Sorry.
Then I would usually bounce to.
Oh no, but you're doing the arm to the right side, right?
Yes. So I just switched, I think.
Okay, perfect. Good. And then you do the thingy, arm, switch. Pull in, round, whoosh, back, and that gets you up. So straight from that round, it's not exactly going to cross-legged and staying, it's going cross-legged to get you up. Yeah, that makes the getting up smoother, because that other idea would require more like 5,000 counts, so this idea is better. Can you just try that for me?
Yeah, so it was here.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hold on. I'm in my room today. There. Left side? Left side bounce. So your right arm goes. So it continues to bounce. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
the opposite way that I was going.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's better.
And
Then you just do the right arm. Is there an easier way to get up? It would just be crossing that leg over, right? Putting this one under. Right leg goes under. So maybe it doesn't go cross-legged. That's easier, right?
yeah. Do you want?
Yeah, let's do that. Do that instead of the cross-legged.
Okay.
Or see what it feels like. Ready? Yeah, I like it a little more. Just when you do this one, go around to get up. So the right arm goes up and flicks. Wait, that was fine. The arm was fine. The arm was fine. When you put it back, you do whatever that thing's called, circuit whatever. Yeah, and then you get up.
Okay, so from here.
We did. This is, yeah, and that gets you up. It's sort of like the impetus of that arm going in brings you round. And it's that swivelly thing is faster.
To stand?
I don't think to stand, but the actual port de bras is faster. Do. Woo! Yeah, that's better. And then you can take your time, stand up.
Okay, so faster than slow.
Dynamics. That's better. When you do boop, 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 try to have no movement in anything else.
Okay.
That's just hard.
You want
That,
my body to move?
no. I'm trying to eliminate that. So I think it would be from here, it's just arm. Yeah, that's better. And then as soon as this arm is coming in, let yourself roll.
Okay.
Sorry, up and down and up and down. You okay? Go! Yay, perfect. All right, once more for this bit, and then I promise you we'll stand up. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Ready? Hey, that's better. I like that a lot more. It's much more interesting. Yes, I'm not changing my choreography because you're trying to do it, and changing it because it just wasn't interesting when it was in a bigger space. It's weird.
Can I write it down?
Yeah, go for it.
As you could see, it's a very tricky process when you're indoors, well, when you're in your apartment and you're trying to create something from distance. When you're in the studio, you have a bigger space. The studios are normally bigger and they're designed to be wide, almost as big as a stage. So you have an idea of how much room you're gonna have. Here, Chloe, she just has her room, and that's it. And that limits a lot of the process, the creative process, because she doesn't have as much space as she could have in a studio. So Dominic has to work with that too. As you could see, one of the other problems that they were facing was the direction of the movement. See it through like a screen makes it like harder to know which one is right, which one is left, and they have to work with that. Also, he couldn't have like a clear view of Chloe because when she was moving, she was like the camera was not pointing at her completely. It was not showing her whole body. So Dominic had to work with that too, and he did a great job, both of them. I mean, and for those who have come to see rehearsals in the studio, you can see and appreciate what they're doing it's so different from what they're used to and what we're used to. So we're gonna keep you updated as they keep creating, and please stay with us.
Hello, everyone. So here with me right now are Dominic, who is our wonderful choreographer to this creation, and one of the mentorship students, Kendra. So hello, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Hey, good. So to my fellow audience members, you guys are in for a treat today because you guys get like a little sneak peek of what it's like to create a piece, what the dancer and the choreographer, what they go through to create a wonderful piece. So when you guys are ready, just take it away.
Let's go through the whole thing, and then I'll change most of it, and then we'll do the second piece.
Okay.
So you're in a park. Can you do a landscape with your phone? Ooh, yeah. I think that might give us a little more. Can you bend us down a tiny bit?
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then tell me if you can hear this, I guess. Yeah, you can hear that. Cool. All right. Good luck dancing in boots.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, more for your brain than anything else. And for me to figure out what I need to change. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Oh, yeah.
There. Sorry. Sorry, brain fart. Yeah, that way. It's not step out already, is it? Down again?
Where are you at?
The reverse. After the Ramirez.
You're in Ramirez. You do the thingy. You step up into the fifth.
Ah, yeah.
And you switch. And you go balance, and then you do super fast turns.
It's so fast.
Perfect.
Oh.
Back for
Sorry.
the kick. That's all good.
I'm just a bit out of a loop right
We
now.
did it once, and we did it in your living room. So you're good.
Yeah.
Go back to the kick, the big rondage, or whatever it's called. Grand rondage. Yeah.
Yeah.
because we're gonna change the rest. Cool.
Yay!
Oh man, that must be incredibly difficult to do in boots on a park in the grass.
A
It's
little
like
bit.
watching that, and I'm like, woo, fun.
Ups to
I
you.
like
Oh,
tried to turn, but
much nicer to have space though.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. So very, very, very first thing, like the
Mhm.
entrance, you're gonna
Yeah.
walk in backwards now,
Okay.
and
Like
you're
facing-
going to,
Like this way?
yeah. So if you're go diagonal from the corner, and you're letting your arms. So you let the first 4 go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you step in 5, 6, 7, and you're just breathing. It's not a lifting, it's just like a breath. And that is straight into the first, whatever the thingy is.
Straight loop? Or just straight?
Just straight.
Ah,
Yeah, just straight and then switch to go through. Diff, 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 and 1. Yeah. This arm, sorry, on the turn, bring your arm to a 4th.
which?
Sorry.
With
Do
the
it.
coupe?
I think so.
Yeah, like coupe arm up.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That
Okay.
one. I don't know. Try the other one, just for fun. Which one feels comfortable?
I think both feel fine. It's kind of just like, I don't know. I think they're both fine.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe the right,
It's going left.
where it's not the same arm every time.
Yeah, I think go right up.
Yeah. Then it can switch.
Yeah, let's do right up. Right up is fun.
Okay.
Cool. So that's the first, and then that happens twice. Make that kick a lot lower.
Okay.
So make it like,
Fine with me. So like,
I think like 45 degrees, because eventually I want you to actually pull it off balance.
okay.
It's just hard without, it's just hard without shoes and floors and
Yeah.
but yeah, eventually it'll be turn and it'll go off balance in that direction, pulling off still in that direction to fall backwards. Forward, sorry.
That way?
Yes, except you're gonna fall backwards with your hips.
No. Wait. Okay.
That way.
Okay.
Yeah, and then keep your arms demisecond while you pull off. Yeah, so it doesn't like float up this way into a zombie world.
Okay.
It's actually kind of nice. These jumps, I'm totally changing the jumps.
Yeah.
I don't know how or what to though.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just gonna give it a listen. After you've done the coupe on Torna,
Mhm.
your right is in front.
Yeah.
Right is in front. Sorry. So if you step with your left, you're going towards the corner.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can cut it.
I just don't think you'll make it far enough with the coupe on Torna. Oh, that would work. Like a coupe chassis out.
Something like that.
So do that. Do coupe en tournant, and then so your right leg is front.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 2 seconds. Take a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Your left, and this is going towards the corner.
Okay.
And then you're doing right foot, left foot onto demi point. Sorry, it's like a jump going forward. Boop boop.
From here? Like a pop shot?
Kind of. Where right leg is this way.
Yeah.
Like, so just be.
But you said step on the right? Because I went here. Da, da, da.
Step with your step on the left, and then do right left.
I went da, da, da. I need 2 steps.
Yes, and then
Okay.
your right comes forward, your left comes up.
Ba.
There we go.
Okay.
And then from that position, da da, do rond de jambe through coupe with your right leg, and that'll change your angle.
Sorry, what was the end of that?
Hold on. So you've done da da. It's just this. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think you can do run jete. Whee! And that continues into the next thing.
So still 3 jetés or just 1?
I think it should just be 1 now. And so the jete will take you basically across. Yeah, and then it'll stop and face upstage to the center.
Okay.
Yes. And then I like this next turn.
Yeah.
Next turn will be cool. Whee! I actually quite like this jete. It's really weirdly fast and hard. Yeah. But it's odd because I like it because you're in boots on grass.
Yeah.
So it's not clean, which works well. So we'll play with that in the studio, but I think we might actually just keep that. Let's try it with music.
Okay.
Yeah, that jump will definitely change and evolve when we get in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt. Ready?
Yeah. I messed something up. I did something weird.
That's okay. Yep.
Okay.
Honestly, it's really hard to tell when you mess up.
Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed the creation process. I mean, I certainly did. So a little side note, Kendra and Dominic in the previous week had worked together and they created the base of the piece, and this week they went back and Dominic had made some changes to the parts where he wanted to change or like he wasn't too happy about. And as you guys may have noticed, it is very, very challenging to create a piece, especially when the dancer and the choreographer are just looking at each other through screens. There is a lot of communication required, and you have to know your rights and your lefts, or else it'll be an even more difficult process. So I was absolutely amazed to see how well the dancers, both Chloe and Kendra, were doing, and how well they were working with Dominic, especially when they had never ever worked with Dominic before in the past. So certainly a huge round of applause for both the dancers and Dominic, because it is very challenging and they are doing an amazing job. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I am really excited and looking forward to seeing the finished product. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.